Getting ready to do this thing's 10-minute segment first out of the gate. Okay. Everybody ready?
Ready.
All right, good. Okay, here we
She
go.
ready. She ready.
Time now for Real Estate All Stars Radio, powered by LPT Realty. In the studio with me today, we got a bunch of people. Yep, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to turn it over to Neil right now because Neil always has much more to say. So,
Always.
Neil, what's going on in the world of real estate in Central Florida?
So this is just an exciting time to be in the real estate world. And we got some exciting things going on in the market and some real positive things. I mean, one of the things that we do, Melissa, or I try to educate those that are coming in the market at this time, is that, look, you have to ride the wave. America's best investment is its real estate. And now we now know that the market is completely flattened, and we're here to stay. So because we're here to stay, now the unfortunate part is we're starting to see trends with the market going down. There are a lot more foreclosures that have been filed in Orange County. So this is going to go back into what to an investor. This is going to be an investor haven is what I really believe. But it's also going to be great for first-time home buyers and those that really want to buy, because now there are going to be a lot more options. Inventory is still very, very, very low. When you look at these zip codes, the inventory is just low. So this is an exciting time to actually be purchasing real estate. But right now, if you're a buyer out there, buy right. Don't fall victim to these high prices, because we are going to be leveling off. I don't think we're going to be crashing, but I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity that's coming our way.
I totally agree with you, because right now buyers have a opportunity to bargain their way to buy homes.
That's true.
Sellers are willing to pay closing costs now. Some of them are even covering the APR, the percentages, the down payments, things of that sort, which is allowed if you go with like a 2-1 buy down rate or something like that. So there's a lot of opportunities for the buyers out here, and I just think that there's still hope here. And let's not forget, Florida, everybody's still moving here. I mean, this is the land of Disney and the theme parks, but I can see a lot of Northerners are coming down here to Florida, and they are taking over. So
listen,
what do you think, Neil?
you got to come to the realization, Florida, Orlando, our lifestyle is completely different from the Northeast and the West Coast. I mean, we get the best of the best of the weather. Not only do we get the best of the weather, we also get the lifestyle. I mean, we're 20 hour to the beach, both
True.
sides.
Yes.
We have everything that's here because of Orlando and Central Florida being so heavily populated because of Disney and tourism. So no, we're here because the ultimate lifestyle, man. This is our lifestyle.
Let's hear from Andy Amiri, and she has not purchased a home yet. So let's hear her thoughts about buying a home for the very first time, and is she discouraged from making the decision to buy right now with the way this market is? Andy, what do you think?
Yeah, so that's interesting because you guys say that the inventory is low, right? But the interest rates are still high.
Yes.
So as a first-time home buyer, I'm still struggling with that piece.
Okay.
Looking for possible programs to, help fill that gap.
Right.
So what do you guys, really recommend for a first-time home buyer? Do you think that we should still wait it out, or do you think that we should just go in there and negotiate? And if so, what would my negotiation tools be, right?
Yes.
Well, what questions should I be asking? What should I be looking for? So what are your thoughts?
Well, as an educated LPT real estate agent, I must say that I believe that everyone should be a homeowner. I don't think you should waste money renting a house. The opportunity is still here. If you think about the way the market is, interest rates, let's say, are 6-7%. But I bought my very first house back in 2000 when Steve was around.
2012?
Yeah, about 2012. And I'm at a 6.5 back then.
Wow.
So if you look at today, I mean, the rates are still the same, you know?
Yeah.
So I just think people shouldn't be scared. I think the opportunity is still there. If you get a comfortable payment that works for you, and there's programs that can help you come up with the down payment assistance. We have the SHIP programs in Seminole County that can help. Sometimes if you want to build new construction with Habitat for Humanity, they can help. And Neil, what about Orange County?
Well, no, Orange County definitely has a lot of down payment assistance money. That's an option for you. And it all depends on your financial, capacity and what direction you want to go and how much you want to put down or if you don't want to put down. But there's several programs that are out there for first-time home buyers. There's programs out there for seasoned buyers. So lending is very much easier than it was, even 5 years ago. Because there's so many programs out there that really help make the process easier. I mean, the Hometown Heroes program that's out there. I mean, there's so many programs that are out there for people to buy. So for me, it's a function of telling you and all the rest of the people that are out there listening, the time is now. This is the time to buy. This is, real estate is, like I just said, real estate is America's safest investment, and everyone in the world comes to America to invest in what? Our real estate. Because consistently, even if it comes down a little bit, it appreciates. It's our only appreciating asset that we have. And why would you want to pay rent and flush the money down?
Right.
I mean, give it away
Right.
versus reinvesting the money back into yourself. So, no, I think to negotiate is ask. You do need a strong realtor. You do need an LPT realtor.
I agree.
You got to have an LPT realtor that's going to be able to be firm and to ask. The hardest part or I shouldn't say the hardest part, the easiest part is all you have to do is ask. The price points that are out there today, some of these sellers know that the price points are a little bit high, but if you go in and ask and negotiate, if it's 10 grand, $5,000, as long as the deal makes sense, the seller is going to respond, or he's going to say no. If they don't like what you're saying or what you're offering, they're gonna respond to you and tell you. Several of my deals that I have that I'm representing the seller, when I get an offer, I talk to the seller. What do they want to do? No, yes, or maybe we'll counter. So it's always better to ask. That's number one. Number two, make sure that you get pre-approved out there. That's a real critical piece. Not just, hey, here's my information and send me a letter. Really go to the lender, have them really run your credit, show them all your income, your assets, and actually get a real pre-approval. And it exists. So that way now you know what the boundaries are. You know that box that you're going to fit in. And once you have that box that you can fit in, now and it's a fearless opportunity to be in the real estate world right now, and especially for anyone that's really looking to buy, this is the time. This is the time that you can ask. A year or two ago, you were struggling. People were struggling to even find a house that they could negotiate with. Today, it's out there for them, just ready for the taking. So I think you just go out there, get your money right, get your money in order, and then start to look. I mean, really, get what you want, and based on what you want with the location, there is a home out there for everyone. I really believe that.
Well, I'm going to give her our 7 home buyer tips. And it's a real estate magazine that LPT gives us for free as agents. And it will help you understand how to buy a house in this type of market or any market. So that's my gift to you.
Well, thank you
Happy
very
birthday,
much.
Andy.
Thanks. Thank you. Well, I was going to say, a lot of times first-time home buyers do have that fear of moving forward and saying, hey, I think that this is a decision. It's probably the most important decision, right?
That's true.
Or one of the most important decisions that you will make, and it will be one of the biggest purchases that you will ever make.
That's true.
And I think that a lot of people are just kind of caught in how can I make that first step? Like, you tell me, how do I know that I'm ready to purchase a home? What are the things that I'm looking for? Credit score. How much money should I have in the bank? What should my DTI look like? These are questions that First-time home buyers, sometimes to your point, they don't ask.
Yeah.
They kind of just sit with it. But it's important because that's what's going to help you with that decision to move forward.
But definitely get with one of the loan officers so they can get you all of that information.
Yeah.
Right. We'll talk about that in the next segment. You are listening to LPT Realty's Real Estate All Stars Radio right here on News Radio WFLA Orlando.
New construction is also a real hot topic
Yeah.
right now too, because they're
Yes.
giving away.
Yeah, that's gonna go.
Yeah, it does go fast. But new construction is a real hot topic. There's a lot of investors out there, investor properties that's on the market. We should talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about new construction. What do you think about it? Like, what are your thoughts?
No, I think new construction is the
I
way
mean,
to go.
I just think they're everywhere. Like they're building on every block, but they're giving away the farm too.
So
yeah.
why not
Yeah.
go brand new? I mean,
Yeah.
you're not taking over somebody else's problems.
Correct. It's not a
So-
resale.
Especially for a new home buyer coming into Florida. Nothing wrong with a first-time home buyer really doing brand new. As long
Yeah.
as you qualify.
And the builders now are more lenient. You know, the lenders might have a strategic credit score, but when you go to the builders are more lenient to give you what you want.
Yep. Values over time, they're increasing. Foreclosures is a real concern in the market right now.
Well, we'll probably introduce that on the way back in, foreclosures. And then
Affordable housing.
after this one, then we'll
We need to
next 10
introduce
minutes.
ourselves as well. Too.
Yeah. And then when we do introduce ourselves, let's bring her in
You can bring
as yet a
her.
new agent.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Right, you can't
About
do
to
that
be.
really, no, because she's not technically a secured agent.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Melissa, are we live?
No.
Oh.
The music hasn't come back on yet.
No. Sometimes she.
Please. Normally she comes back faster.
Well, if you guys want for the last segment, you can ask me questions about things that I look for in a brokerage.
All right, stand by, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
Huh?
He said stand by.
Oh, yeah.
I said, shut up. It's really what I said. All right, stand by, kids. Here we go for another fun segment. This should be fun. Welcome back. It's Real Estate All Stars Radio. We are powered by LPT Realty. In the house, we got Neil, we got Patricia, and Patricia's guest, whose name I still don't know.
Andy.
Andy. There we go. We've been old friends. It just right out of my head. All right, so we've been talking about real estate here, and I was wondering, can I afford to buy a house now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's a simple answer. Yes. Yes,
You
I
really can. Everybody, well, those that really qualify is how much can you buy is the real question.
Correct.
And that's where it really comes down to, Melissa. It really just says you really have to go find the money. Get with those loan officers out there or contact one of these LPT agents. We always have good loan officers that you can reach out to and then get yourself pre-qualified. I believe once you get over the hurdle of knowing that you can actually qualify and that you really have the money secured, that is like 3/4 of the battle. It takes away all that anxiety of anxiousness. Is this really going to happen? Well, yeah, this is the house that you really can buy, and here's the amount. And then once you have that, man, I think it's really downhill after that. Go shopping because
Right.
you got the money.
Yeah. I say do nothing if you're thinking about buying a house, because a lot of times people say, oh my God, I got to get my credit cleaned up. And the first thing they start doing is paying off stuff or taking care of bills and getting themselves in more debt, trying to pay off other things. Do nothing with your credit. Stand still. Because when you do talk to a loan officer, a lot of times it can hurt you to pay off your credit. It can hurt you to incur more debt. And it can hurt you to have zero balances on your credit cards. A lot of people don't know that because when you do have balances and it's at least 30% or under, it's helping you because every single month is reporting to your credit report and it helps. So do nothing, stand still, don't pull your credit, let them pull your credit. I mean, it's doesn't cost anything. Some lenders, it might be free, some little under $50. I mean, to make a decision of my life that I'm going to be committed for the next 30 years, I will pay $50.
That's
Right.
not bad. But how you gonna deal with taking care of my credit situations?
Oh gosh. You know what? I'm going to leave that up to the credit experts because that's in somebody's field that there are credit experts out there. I'm a real estate expert, so I'm an expert at finding you a home, helping you make, the right decision and guiding you. And also with sellers, helping them make the right decisions, the right price point to sell their house for, the value of the home that they're getting their house for, and make great recommendations. So I'll leave that for the credit experts.
Actually, Melissa, we need to leave that to the lenders because that's a lot of times these lenders, it's a quick fix. It's a pay off one bill. It's pay down this credit card. And and then at that point, now your debt to income, what people call your DTI, now it works. But again, it really, I think it starts with the buyer out there getting in touch with a lender and saying, hey, look, here's all my information. I mean, what do I qualify for? Here's my credit. Here's my W-2s. Here's my pay stubs. Here's what I'm making here's what I'm making, for the last 30 days, 60 days. So now you have my pay stubs, you got my income, my assets, and let them tell you exactly what you need to do to qualify. People make this so much more difficult than it really needs to be. It's simple.
Let me tell you why. Because
is
to
that?
Andy's point, what if later on down the line they lose their job, they can't afford to pay, the mortgage? What happens? What is going on with this foreclosure market that I don't know about, Neil, that you have the info?
Listen, the market is trending in a weird way right now.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of what happened in COVID was, it's COVID. I mean, there's not a lot. I don't know any other time in history where the whole world almost actually stopped.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I know in the crash in 2008, but there were still people working. There were still people, industry still thriving.
Yes.
But in COVID, I mean, it stopped. So I think, a lot of jobs got lost. A lot of families got hurt financially. So what I'm seeing though in certain counties, which I probably won't, announce today, but there are counties that are out there, Seminole or Orange, but where foreclosures, there's a lot of cases now being filed.
Yeah.
So that says to me, in the next 10 months that there's going to be a lot of opportunity, not where that the market is coming down or crashing, but you're going to now find those homes that really need work or families that's really going to say, you know what, I'm done. I've had enough. I really can sell my home. I really can move on. I can now, because let's face it, even in the last couple of years, our homes are appreciating. So if they're appreciating, then that means somebody that bought 5 years ago or 6 years ago, even before COVID, they have equity in their home.
Right.
So if they have equity in their home, they still could sell, even if they did run into some issues. So ultimately, I think that, we are going to see a lot more foreclosures that come up on the market. I do think that we're going to see a lot more inventory that's going to come up because there are going to be some people that are just saying, you know what, why am I burying myself under debt when we can get off? So, one of the things that I do, I have a model that is death, debt, and divorce. And the 3 Ds, Melissa, so the triple Ds. But at the end of the day, it's really to help those to cross over, get from underneath the debt. Those that have experienced death in the family and those that, have gone through a divorce. So if you ever really need me, I can be reached at 407
I missed
466 1529 or neillavelle.com or 407-466-1529. Death, debt,
Get
and
it in
divorce.
there. Get it in there.
So how does someone find a foreclosure if I'm interested?
Well, let me just say this to everybody out there that, that is scared, that is losing their house and feel like there's no way out. And they're afraid that they have a few missed payments, call your lender. A lot of times you can save your home. You don't know that until you make the phone call. Just because you lose a job, please tell the lender that you lost your
They
job.
have programs.
Yes, they can help you. They can work something out.
Absolutely.
And I think these people that are being quiet about it, they're either just want just to let the house just go. And as agents, we can sell your house too before it actually hits the courthouse. So you can make money off your house before you actually lose it, and then it's a big hit on your credit.
Yep.
So I just say, please call your lenders out there. They can help you. Don't hide behind anything. If someone died in the family and now you're stuck with a house and you got to assume a mortgage, call a real estate agent, call LPT agents, call me. I'm Patricia Tanner at 407-221-2522, and I can help you. That's the money train right there, everybody. Yes. Yes. So that's my take on it. I say to Andy's point about buying foreclosures, you can go to any public courthouse in your county. It's all public record. Everything is a civil matter once it hits the courthouse. And once it becomes a lawsuit, because there's a promissory note that they go after, and you need to abide by that. So don't be afraid. Call us. We can sell your house. We can help you get out of your situation. And there's a lot of investors that can buy the house and get you out of your situation.
Yeah, and you can also listen. There's a full process if you really want to look on the like she said, it's all public information. It's called the lis pendens, and the lis pendens is the actual lawsuit that's actually filed, the civil lawsuit saying, hey, you owe us. You haven't paid us in the last 90 days. Which there are a lot of banks really that are now starting to release that, but prior to that they weren't.
Exactly.
So because they were not releasing that information and filing that suit, it was really a function of you as the homeowner out there. All you have to do is call. The banks are really the banks today. They don't want to foreclose. It's really different. So if
They're not in the business of buying houses.
They
They're
really
in the
are
business
not.
of loaning money.
That's true. No, that's true. So to answer your question, are they out there? Yes. Can you find them? Yes. But for a first-time home buyer, I mean, personally, I wouldn't advise a first-time home buyer to buy a foreclosure, because guess what? That means that home wasn't really properly maintained, and now you buy this house, and then there's a leak on the roof, and then the pool pump goes out, and then it's this, and then it's that. So, and listen, let's face it, when it's a home, it's always going to need attention. There's always something that's going to go wrong. But, so I think the best thing to do is find something that that really works for you.
Oh, everybody's dancing in the studio. Isn't that nice? You're listening to the Real Estate All-Stars radio show. Let me see you do the shimmy again.
Uh-oh, go. Uh-oh,
There we go. There we go.
All right, you all. You're listening to the Real Estate All-Stars radio show. I saw some dancing.
Yeah, you like Andy shimmy?
You like it.
Andy, Melissa, she's part of a band. Are you part of a band, or is it your girl? Are you a part of a band, or is it just your girl? Are you doing the band thing? Remember? Okay, so Andy, she's into music.
You should come out. I don't know when we're playing next. We didn't get our June dates. But, come on. It's the manager of a restaurant. You know how busy those folks are. I'm just going to put it right there and lay it out. That's the excuse I get every time. All right, this is segment 3. What do we want to talk about, kids?
I think we should do some new construction. I think we should do some affordable housing. I think we should do, we talked a little bit about investors and what investors are looking for, but those that are coming in from out of state. Those are real estate hot topics right now.
All right, then let's stick to the hot topics. Let's see. Yeah. Not that song. That won't go. Okay. I know. What am I doing? Okay, stand by. Welcome back. It's the Real Estate All-Stars radio show, and we are rocking and rolling right now. Got 3 beautiful people in the studio. I am Melissa Fox, guiding the whole experience. And we got a lot to talk about, a lot of the real estate hot topics. Let's start with Patricia Tanner.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I was just-
Sorry, I was doing a
Yeah,
tickety talk.
and I was, I was doing my little TikTok dance, and you just
See?
disturbed me.
You were busted.
Well, basically, yeah, let's just talk about what's hot on the market right now. So, there's new construction. If you turn every corner, every block, there's builders everywhere. New houses are going up. And, you know, I know you guys see signs that say 500,000, 300,000. Don't let that scare you. The reason why I say that is because when you walk into these communities, you have to think the value is automatically there when you go inside these communities. It's brand new. You don't have to do any work. You know, they're also giving you incentives to move into the homes. They can also bargain with you to help you get qualified. And then you have the fun of picking all your options. You got the fun of decorating your house, the paint colors, your flooring. Now, they didn't have that when we were in the seller's market. They were just selling off these inventory homes, and they were just saying, hey, take it as it is. This is the price. Too bad. You get on a bidding war for these houses. You had to pick a number. Then the builders will call you. But now it's a whole new world when you go in there. There's cookies in the oven, smell in the air.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're just
Absolutely.
begging you to come through that door and buy these homes. So new construction, that my very first house, I can say as a young adult right out of college, I bought a house that was new construction, and I didn't have to deal with any warranty,
I did as well.
issues or, problems that resale are having. But we are experts in the new construction field. What do you think, Neil?
Listen, I think biggest piece of this is getting over the hurdle of making that first step, right? And finding out really where your financial capacity lies. Because I'm going to tell you, for being here in Florida, I've never seen so many townhomes being built, and it's a fabulous opportunity for especially first time home buyers that don't want the real yard work and the pool work. And they rather leave those amenities to the community. So there's a lot of new construction, like you said, but there's a lot of townhome opportunities as well, where they're brand new. They're 2,000 or 1,800 to 2,500 square feet. You even have some high-end townhomes as well that are 500,000-600,000. But you can also find some for really relatively cheap, for that $250,000. So my personal opinion is always find out where the best opportunity is for you and then make that opportunity work for you. So, and again, I think it starts with us as LPT agents, because we offer so much value, but we also have to make sure that they're aware of these communities, because the opportunities are out there and they exist. It's just finding the right agent that's aware of where they're at. But again, it also goes back to the initial point where that person has to be qualified. And now I don't know where I can take you until I know what you qualify for. So it's a push-pull scenario. But, I think we're going to be going back into where the investors are also buying these new construction homes as well. Because let's face it, you have a buyer, somebody coming out of the Northeast, out of New York, you're buying a home for $800,000 to be in Queens or in Brooklyn. I mean, you can buy a home here for $350,000.
That's what we did. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we did. We sold in New York, and we came down here and bought for $300,000 at that
See,
time.
there we go.
A 5-bedroom,
Yes.
3-car garage, bonus
There you
room,
go.
and we were in a
Haven.
right. We came from a 3-bedroom house with
Yeah.
a 1-car garage that didn't even have access from inside the house
See?
for less than what we paid. So yeah, you're right.
So again, I mean, why
Yeah.
wouldn't somebody come from the Northeast and just come down here, and then they get our lifestyle, they get our beaches, they get our tourism package.
Right.
So the opportunities are here. So I think that,
And the beautiful women.
well, now listen, that is true. That is definitely true. So the ability, the lifestyle, again, I mean, the lifestyle here for a single male or female, I mean, you can't go no better than this here in Central Florida. I mean, it exists. You can really live a great life and work and have, for me, when I first came, I was like, wow, it's so relaxed versus being in New York, where it's so tense. You know, everybody's on everybody. I mean, just to drive up the street, you're in traffic. So I think, you know, Florida is really, you know, here to stay. I think our lifestyle is, people are jealous.
Amen.
I do. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities in our homes. I also think because rates, I mean, you said it too, Patricia, you're at 6.5. When I first got into business 25 years ago, man, starting rates were at 9.5,
Right.
and people were like, no big deal.
Exactly.
But we got so accustomed to hearing rates were so low in the last 7 or 8 years that at 3 and 3.5%, that it has created a downturn, spiraled out, created inflation, and now rates are coming back to what is normal, and people are being hesitant or
Yes.
scared, or so I think now is the time for each and every one of you that's out there listening, you know, look, hold on to your property. If you don't want to sell, rent it. I mean, we are looking. I do have a buyer, Melissa, and a person that's also looking to rent properties. I've got a lot of those that are out there. So again, it's Neil Lavelle at neillavelle.com. And I can be reached at 407-466-1529. And call me. I mean, if you have a home that's out there that you really need to rent, and if it's, you know, on the lower end, middle end, higher end, you want to rent your home out, this is a great time to do it. Call me, 407-466-1529, and I can help you there as well. So I agree. I think that this is a time for those that really see the opportunity and seize the moment and go after it. I really do. I think this is a great opportunity.
And I do have some rental properties for rent right now for someone looking in Lake Mary. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about $2,600. Then we have a 2-1 in St. Cloud, and that one is about $1,000 maybe. And then we have, what else we got out there? We got Oleander. That's a 1-bedroom. Oh, that's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. And that one is about $1,000. So, I mean, it's still affordable, you know.
Listen,
It can't
everybody
hurt.
says affordable housing, affordable.
Yeah,
Well,
what is the definition of affordable housing?
well, that's a great question. But the real definition is what you actually can afford. There are people that are out there that can't afford these crazy rents, you know, because a lot of times you'll even find in communities that you used to think, well, like, oh man, I wouldn't even want to be over here.
Right.
But now those same areas and locations, everybody has moved, and it's unfortunate. But now those rents went from $1,000 to $2,500. I mean, I looked at someone today for someone that really asked me whether it's really true. I was like, yeah, it's true. It's $2,300 right off of 441 downtown. I mean, it's
Yes.
Right.
you know, it's the areas have changed and the market has changed, and people can afford. This is what's affordable, and this is just like the old New York days. Now families are coming together. If it's a sister and brother, we can move in together.
Right.
And now you can pay $1,000, and I can pay $1,000. And now we can rent this for $2,000. It makes sense, but at the same way you can buy and rent that house for $2,000, you can now buy a house together and now own that home together. And it's the same process because you still need first month, 1 month's rent, 1 month's security, and you've got to come up with the down payment. So if you have one more, that last stretch, now you can own the home. Now you got that 3% down.
I can see the divorce rate going up. I can see people jumping into relationships and just say, "Hey, I need a man because I cannot afford these bills." I mean, let's face it, the cost of eggs are almost $8 in the grocery store, and just the
Food is expensive.
single mom or the single dad out there trying to raise kids and try to make a living and also pay
tough.
$20, $500 a month. That's a lot, and then that makes them, look for people to say, "Hey, I need help."
No, it does. No, it's important that we come together right now and make it happen together.
Amen.
When we come back, I'm going to ask the serious question: do mother-in-law suites actually exist anymore?
They need to.
This is Real Estate All
don't
Stars
want 'em.
radio show.
Get rid of them. Tear those down.
Oh, that's funny.
We are bulldozing them things in the backyard. Hell no. Go live somewhere else. They be walking through the door still dictating your house. Like, hell no.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live with
The mother-in-law.
Pass.
I wouldn't. And my mother was, I loved her to death, but she was definitely something special.
It was a little difficult.
Listen, I mean, you know,
I understand.
and I tell my girls, listen, you need to be on. But again, it really comes down to these millennials. You need to go out and, I mean, you're paying.
These millennials, I think, who's buying now? You think it's the millennials that are
Hell
buying,
no.
or that's what they are sleeping on each other's couch right now? They don't
Right.
care if they eat a meal. All they care about chips, something to drink,
And
that's-
video games.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. Don't forget that.
Well,
But there is a real population that is buying. Right? 'Cause
What's the age limit?
it's 25 to 28.
Yeah.
That's the smart millennial.
Yes, those are the college.
That
You
is
know,
a
headed
year
ones
or
that are-
two
Yeah.
out. That's a huge market right
It
now.
is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm betting that if you could find those that are, because you know what, there's really a lot of programs out there for college students that really graduate. You know, you could buy a house. Really?
No, I hear you. Just get ready to answer the question I asked.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Mother-in-laws.
No, seriously, I'm gonna tell you, there's a reason what's going on, and they're called something totally different now.
Oh God.
Of mother-in-laws, I haven't heard that one.
I'm gonna tell you in
Oh,
just
God.
a second. You hang on there, sir. Okay.
Hanging in there.
All right.
You know, that's another pro to buying versus renting because the rents prices after COVID or during COVID went up $600.
Yeah, more than that.
Double.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, kids, stand by. Now you still talking?
Yes.
I got her. Welcome back. It's Real Estate All Stars Radio Show. I'm your host, Melissa Fox. We got Neil and Patricia and Jenny. And Andy. I had the right letters, sort of, not really. Okay, before we went to break, all right, I asked the question, what happened to mother-in-law suites? Okay, and the guys were like, they gone. Well, what's happening now, instead of the old folks moving in with the young folks ain't leaving the house. So instead of mother-in-law suites, now you got kid who won't leave the house suite.
Nah, it's real.
Oh,
Yep, that's real stuff right
that was
there.
going on in my house.
Yeah.
I think
Mine
so.
too.
These kids ain't been leaving for a while, and some people don't have a basement in Florida, if you know what I mean. So they get the mother-in-law cottage. All right, what are we talking about now?
We're actually talking about those that are coming out of college because you're right. There's a lot of kids that come home now because getting an apartment is really expensive and tough. So now, but there's a lot of programs if you come out of school and you can use your degree as your income and you automatically qualify as long as you have a bachelor's degree, a 4-year degree, and you have a job and 30 days of pay stubs, you can actually qualify for a mortgage. And you still need a down payment. And I'm betting, Melissa, that mom and dad will be kicking these kids off the couch and telling them you can go buy yourself a house. But it exists. The programs are out there. It's FHA program, first-time home buyer, right out of school, condos, no co-ops, but condos, single families. And really and truly, I mean, you really may need to think about investing with one or two, maybe a friend, because guess what? It's still a solid investment. People are paying rent together, and you might as well pay a mortgage together.
Well, I can say this because the way this market is shifting and how we're moving today, these kids, they're working from home. Think about it. There's so many jobs now that require for them to work from home.
Yeah,
So
that's
a
true.
lot of times these kids have nothing else to do but to make an office in the house so the kid can work in there, or they're on their cell phones because Amazon, let's face it, they're one of the biggest leading online stores right now.
They
And
are.
all it takes is these kids just to sign up for to work for them, and then they right on their phone they can do orders, they can take customers' input, they can do a whole lot. So these moms and their dads who's in these homes, they're not selling them because I guess the kids are in there making money now. So like to Neil's point, just pool the money, put the money in the circle, and who's going to pay what bill? That's what
Right.
we need to tell them.
Well, listen, it exists, and it's because that rents are so high. I mean, it just really becomes a realistic, approach right now. But the other reality is, if we can afford to get these kids into a mortgage, I mean, some of them are really more responsible because they're so tech savvy today that there's really not, there's really no room for failure. And yeah, the jobs are out there. I mean, there's so many jobs out there. It's unbelievable. So if you can come out of school, and again, find an LPT agent. If you find an LPT agent, or you can call me, Neil Lavelle, or neillavelle.com, and I can be reached at 407-466-1529. 407-466-1529, Neil Lavelle. So if you do, you can now get your son or daughter off the couch and into their own. And guess what? But they'll appreciate it not now, but 5 years and 10 years now, when they can really see how much equity they've actually, accumulated over a small span of time. And it's a home. It's America's best investment. So, and why not? So I'm saying, listen, I'm talking to mine, and my daughter is coming out of school next year, and I'm saying, listen, you're going to take this, and here's how you're going to do it. Because it makes no sense you going to paying rent for $2,800 for a 2-bedroom apartment. That's crazy.
Yes.
$2,800?
Correct.
You could buy a house and be at $1,600, $1,800.
A nice house.
And a nice home.
Yeah.
So why not put them in a position to win? But people just don't really know about these programs. So there's a lot of programs that are out there where you can find still today a home for $250,000, especially on the east coast of Florida. Yeah. There's a lot of them, $275,000, $250,000 to $275,000. It's a sweet spot. And in Sanford.
Yeah, Sanford is a lot going around now. Neil, you did mention your triple D. I mean, I'm not quite there yet, but I did want to say that speaking of the whole, I think I just lost my train of thought.
D.
Triple D.
Oh my God.
It's death, divorce.
Oh, okay, thank you. So anyway, I brought that up. The reason why I'm saying that is because right now these kids don't understand that mom and dad is not going to be here forever. That's true. And real estate is an investment. We talked about that before. You need to get out there, explore for yourself. And I want to just slap Annie on her hand right now because she spoiled her boys to death. But we need to teach. We need to teach them to get out here to work and, to be independent.
That's true.
And I think right now with the way these millennials are, they're why this, why that, why this and why that. We need to go back to the old days and just push them and say, hey, if I cut you off, this is what it's going to be. And that's what it took my mom and my dad to do, to push me out of the door and, stop spoiling these kids.
See?
Yeah. Very successful. And an LPT agent.
Yeah, one of the best places to get your kid good training and good setup, believe it or not, is Publix.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, they're very good. I had a guy who worked there 8 years, was able to buy his own home.
Wow. Yeah, see?
Yeah, and Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A too.
Yeah.
And they ain't even open on Sunday, so that's a guaranteed day off.
Now, there are a lot of companies out there that are hiring and paying real good money. You just got to show up.
Yes, you
Absolutely.
do. Yeah. I had I don't mean to change the subject, but at a 19-year-old, right? This boy, he was bad to the bone. I mean, running from the police, in gangs, showing guns, this and that and the other. This boy did a whole 360. So he went to college. Now he's in college being an electrician. And now he has a job with Orange County making almost $18 an hour and, making $2,500 a month, for a kid.
And he's working for Orange
County.
County.
19.
Yeah.
And he's
working for Orange
19.
County.
So if he can do it, anybody can do it. I mean, I could have swore that I wrote this boy off. I said, he's going to die out there in the streets. He think he's a thug. The boy was raised with a silver spoon in his mouth. I don't know who he think he is, but I wrote in that mirror to God cover this little kid. And thank God today, he graduated and he's something today.
Well, listen, there's a lot of great success stories that's out there that we can really, praise. But at the end of the day, we have to, here at LPT, we offer a lot of opportunities, especially if you're a new agent out there that you need training, you need help, you need assistance. We're here. We're really here to add value to your business and help you to grow your business. And we really do take the time, Andy, to help mold you into you being your best you. So we are welcoming you on board ahead of time.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, we're going to also help you add value to your business and help you develop your model. I mean, it's important that you know, here at LPT, this is a first-class operation, and the things that Mr. Palmer is definitely doing for us is like no other, and he can't be touched. Our marketing, our sales, our listing approach, the white box approach, it just doesn't exist out there. And what we're adding to is so much value for these sellers and offering them real professional analytics and how we're going to sell your property. The value that we deliver and our deliverables are really real. You just don't find it anywhere else. So if you're out there and you're listening to us and you really want to sell your home, call me or Patricia. This is Neil Lavelle again. I can be reached at 407-466-1529. Again, 407-466-1529. It's Neil Lavelle or neillavelle.com. You can look me up and find me or make an appointment.
And you're running everybody's time out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Let's get Danny's information.
You mean Andy?
Andy,
I
Danny.
mean,
I got the right initials. They're just in the wrong damn place.
There you go.
Let's get Andy. Andy.
So,
quick.
so I mean, it's great. The one thing there were a few things about LPT that interest me, especially when looking at other brokerages, which we're not going to mention their names, but that easy commission structure, right? That $500.
Yes.
I love that. I'm trying to help people, you know, hopefully find their dream home. The last thing that I want to start worrying about is, you know.
Yeah.
Patricia
What's the
Tanner,
commission
she's
gonna
all
look
over
like?
the internet.
Yeah. That I am.
All right, kids, we got to go. It's time to say goodbye.
See you guys.
All right.
It ends too early, I know. All right,
All
y'all.
right.
That's good stuff.
That was cute.
It was quick.
It always goes fast, yo. I'm going to come over and get you.
When you're having fun.